everybody, and welcome to today's confidence boosting pick a card reading, where we find out the things that people find attractive about you which you may not realize. So if you want a confidence boost with me today, I need you to pick one of these three fabulous piles. Pile number one, we have the femme fatale. Pile number two, we have Don Juan. And pile number three, we have the vampire. I highly recommend that you go with your first gut instinct. Spirit is going to guide you towards the pile which has the most relevant information for you. And once you have chosen that pile, I shall see you in your reading. Hello, beautiful and fabulous pile number one. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out the things that people find attractive about you which you may not realize yourself. So you chose femme fatale. So we are looking at you being someone who is extremely sexy and incredibly alluring. And straight away, I want to go to your eyes. Your eyes do something to people. They're like X-ray vision eyes. It's like you look at somebody and it's like you're looking into their soul. People feel very intimate with you when you look at them. And I want to say some people may have the confidence to kind of give you like a bit of a sexual look back, and other people may not even be able to hold contact with you for that long. So I don't know whether it's something that you've noticed. You could be the person who's like, I don't know why this person is giving me the eyes when I'm literally just asking them for a coffee. Or you may be like, the person at the coffee shop can never look me in the eyes. It's so bizarre. So there's something extremely sexy and alluring about those eyes. And I do want to say, if you are somebody who does like to wear eyeliner, when you put eyeliner on, oh my goodness, it totally enhances that already sexiness that your eyes hold. It just drives people absolutely nuts and crazy. And as I said, it makes some people very intimidated. Now there's something about tattoos as well. So I don't know whether you have tattoos or you have a tattoo. There's something around a placement of a tattoo. Bear in mind, if you don't have tattoos, do not worry. You may have a tattoo in the future in a particular place that is extremely alluring. Now this doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be something super small, okay? This is just a tattoo that is placed in a very alluring spot that makes people, I want to say, it makes people think, oh my god, that tattoo in that place is so cute and sexy. And there's something about when people look at that tattoo in that area, I don't know whether it's a very, very attractive part of your body, so you're just attracting attention to like the sexiest part of your body, but it gets other people a little bit wet and a little bit solid. Now there's something around your back as well, and I say this because this lady just has her back out, and again, there's like a V shape that I'm getting with your back. I don't know whether people have commented about your back before. I know it's a fairly random thing for people to comment on. I have had it personally with me, and I'm like, really? You like my back? But I can feel this with you guys, like you've got a very elegant back. There's like elegance to it, there's beauty to it. It's like very streamlined. And this could literally be like a very nice V-shaped back. So if you are a feminine, for instance, you may have lovely, beautiful defined shoulders and like just like a teeny, weeny little waist. I want to say, looking at your back or looking at you from behind is like looking at a beautiful sculpture and a beautiful piece of art. And again, it just gives you a, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? It makes you high value. It makes you look high value. It makes people view you as somebody who is very high value. There's like an expensiveness to the way that you look. It's like people cannot afford you. You look too expensive. Now I do want to go back to what I said around people either giving you the eye when you're not necessarily flirting with them, or people not being able to look at you. You could be somebody who doesn't actually get a lot of attention, or it doesn't seem like you get a lot of attention. Now you're either not looking for it and not noticing the people staring you out or staring at you from behind, because you know your back and your behind is something that is extremely prominently sexy about you. And a lot of people will be looking at you when you're walking away, so you're not going to notice them looking unless you like the look of someone else and you look behind and you see them looking. Or you may not be approached that much when you go out or you go to bars or, you know, things like that. And I want to say, if that is the case, it's because your look is very intimidating. Very intimidating. People are like, pole number one could eat me alive. Like, I don't know if I can take a rejection from pole number one, or even I don't know if I've got the cojones to approach pole number one, because pole number one looks like they're just going to cut me down in a second, or pole number one is too expensive, I cannot afford pole number one. You could be somebody who people may accuse you of being high maintenance, but I don't necessarily feel like you are high maintenance. I feel like you're very reasonable, but you just look high maintenance. Something very fierce about your appearance. Now, I want to throw out there Cancer. Okay, you could have a Cancer sun, moon, rising, Venus. I want to throw out there Sagittarius, and there's also some Virgo here as well. A little bit of Taurus, a little bit of Pisces. I know that's a lot of signs, but I just want to cover all bases. Now, I don't know whether there's something going on with you at the moment regarding like a health kick. I don't know whether you're trying something new with regards to your health, or a new food or something like that that's supposed to bring you health benefits, but this is from another culture. You could be trying something like baobab. It's the first thing that came to mind, so it doesn't have to be baobab, but that's, I mean, I've been on the baobab train myself at some point, and it's from a different culture. I'm sure baobab is from the baobab tree in Africa. So you could be trying something new that's from another culture, and it's something to do with your health, nutrition, or it could even be like doing some kind of yoga practice that may not originate from the country that you're in. I hope I'm making sense here. So that's something that's going on at the moment. That's something that's going to be very beneficial to you as well. I don't know whether you are somebody who has parents who are from different countries. Now, I don't think you realise how utterly magnetising you are. I don't think you realise as well how many people actually fantasise about you. You are so many people's ideal person. I actually think a lot of people dream about you as well. And again, it could be super random. It could be the person at the coffee shop, they serve you, and then they might go home and have a dream about you. Not only is your physical appearance extremely alluring and magnetic, but your energy is. There's something very, I won't even say like you're quite psychic, or you pick up on people's energies very easily. But because you're picking up on people's energies, your energy is so strong and people pick up on your energy. And this is why you imprint in people's energy fields, which is why they go home and they'll dream about you that night. I think there's a lot of people obsessed with you behind closed doors. The cocky ones are totally going to let you know that they're obsessed. The cocky ones are just going to continually hit up those DMs and even irritate you. But there's a lot of people who are like decent suitors, I want to say. People who are people that you would get with, that you would date, that you would spend time with, are utterly obsessed with you. But they just don't have the confidence to approach you. I also feel that your energy is like that supermodel, expensive kind of energy. You're the kind of person that you could see in the advertisement pages on Vogue. And it doesn't matter what your size or shape is. There's an elegance to it. And I don't want people to stereotype, you know, those Vogue advertisements with like size 0 skinnies. Like if you're size 0, absolutely gorgeous. If you're size, I only know UK sizes, I don't know the American sizes, but if you're like a size 16, there is an elegance to you, there's something about you that's absolutely gorgeous. Everything is in the right place, everything is like alluring. If you are a female, I want to say like the bits of you that you may want to get rid of, okay? The bits that you can grab, you don't realise. The parts that you dislike about yourself the most are the parts that people go absolutely wild for. Now I've got the caution here, and I just think this is a clarification from what I said before. Some people will feel too scared to approach you. Really damn decent people as well, that you'd be like, what? Maybe you're somebody who feels like you only attract weirdos. I can actually relate to that. When it comes to the masculines, I feel like I only attract weirdos. And if anyone who's masculine who's been trying on with me in my DMs, and I'm talking about the ones that do not give up, the relentless ones, alright? If you've jumped in my DMs and I've not seen the message and you're a masculine watching this, I'm not calling you a weirdo, I'm calling the ones that just constantly just bam, 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 they do not give up. But then I never see anyone who's relentless, who who's someone that I'd actually connect with and be with. And then I wonder, what category do I fit in? I think you may relate to this. Where have all the good guys gone? Well, they're there, they're watching you, they're obsessed, they're just too scared to approach. This may be a message from Spirit to say, you like someone, approach them. The reception is going to be good. They are going to be surprised that you like them, which is amazing, that's what you want. And they're going to be receptive. But I do also want to throw another warning in here for you guys. They may look at you and think that you naturally will hurt them because of how beautiful you are, or attractive you are, handsome you are if you're a masculine watching this. They may just think, I ain't got a chance. This person can have whoever they want. They're probably going to go and get whoever they want whilst they're with me. And that's a big, massive shame, because you're one of the most realest, loyalist people out there. And I can feel that coming from your energy. You've been hurt in the past. You've not always been this femme fatale archetype. There was a time where you felt pretty average. You may still feel pretty average, but I'm here to tell you, you're not average. Start acting like you're not average. Start walking with a swing in those hips. But you've been hurt in the past. You've been through tricky situations. You may even have been really hurt by a parent. And it's ingrained in your psyche, in your adulthood, where maybe you do have a little bit of struggle here and there with relationships, or you have in the past gone for the wrong type of people because they resembled something you were missing in your childhood. But all that experience you've had with previous relationships or previous relationship has earthed you, grounded you, has made you realise that you don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want anyone to go through what you've been through. You're the realest of the real, babes, I know this. Something else that's so attractive about you is you don't burden people with your negativity. It's like, even if you have something that's a little bit negative to say, you'll pop a little joke in there with it. You'll say it very lightheartedly. Or you'll just express it and be like, anyway, let's talk about something good. Let's talk about some good news. You're always looking for the next good vibe. People are very lit up in your energy. I don't know what that was. There'll be times where you might go over to a friend's for a coffee and you'll leave feeling very conscious that all you've done is shared and expressed like negative, bad news. But you don't realise that people, it's weird, okay, but people have been entertained by that, not because they want bad things to happen to you, because of the entertainment value that you bring to the bad news. You could have an awful story to tell, like something really pooey could have happened to you, and you'll make it sound like a comedy sketch. People are lit whether you're talking about positive things or negative things because of that reason. And I think a lot of people are inspired by that as well. You give people an energy of, do you know what, if life's giving you lemons, make lemonade, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And this makes you a very strong and beautiful person. I also think you're extremely creative with the way that you dress yourself and the way that you look. You may not realise this, but I think you're a bit of a style icon. And there's something very effortless about your beauty. I think on the days where you're just wearing sweatpants or your hair's up in a bun, you think that you're just the most awful thing walking this planet. But you have no idea that people are still looking at you. They're still side-eyeing you. They're still fantasizing about you. You're that natural beauty. You're the person that people want to marry. Because you look great when you dress yourself up. You actually look ridiculously great when you dress yourself up. Like, to the point of, like, this is too much for people, because they're just like, I cannot get over how fire pile number one is. I think some feminines are going to get jealous if you are a feminine yourself, or if you're a masculine, other masculines will be jealous of you when you dress yourself up. But then I think a lot of people will say, yeah, they look good on that night out, but let's see pile number one with no makeup on. And then you stroll into Costco with no makeup on, and they're like, dang, that is not the news I wanted. I cannot believe that pile number one is an ultimate natural beauty. But you are, and it is what it is. Let's get some extras. Piercings. I did mention tattoos, okay, so there could be some piercings as well, a cheeky little piercing. Bear in mind, this could even be your ears. If you've got pierced ears, just the regular piercings. By the way, I'm so upset about my pierced ears. I've not worn earrings because, you know, I've not been on camera for quite a while now. I'm going through a few things. I feel a little bit more confident. I mean, life is really busy. I've got 1,000 things to do. And unfortunately, on filming days, I haven't had time to do my hair and makeup. I couldn't let you guys see me like this. Because I haven't been on camera, I haven't worn earrings for about 3 months. And my regular ear piercings that I've had done since I was probably about 11 years old have sealed up. I'm gutted. I'm gonna have to go and get them re-pierced and I don't want to. But even if these are just ear piercings that you've got, you may wear very nice earrings. You may not realise how nice your earrings are and how flattering they are. You may really suit earrings as well. Like, you just look so expensive when you wear earrings. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You may have extremely nice ears, cute ears. People love your ears. Spirit has just said very sternly, but people love their ears. People love your ears. Who actually thinks they've got amazing ears? We don't really think about our ears as being attractive, unless they're very standoutish in some way. But piercings. People are very attracted to your piercings. I even want to say for some of you, this is like an old school piercing that you've had for years and years and years and years, and the novelty is worn off for you. People are still enamoured by that piercing. We've got false twin flame. I think a lot of people want to be like you, so they see themselves in you. But obviously it's not real. You're not like them. It could be one of those people where people go, oh my God, you know, we should be together because we're so similar. It could even be the same friendships. Oh my God, I think that we should be friends because we're just so similar. And you're like, I don't think you're rude or anything like that, but in your head you're like, I don't think we are. But a lot of people like what they see, so they take the best parts of you and they kind of, as a bit of a coping mechanism, put it within themselves. You may have a lot of friends and a lot of partners as well who want to be with you because of your beauty, your power, your status. And you may realise this falseness in certain people around you, but they're just in awe of you. I want to say they're fans. It doesn't matter whether you're famous, it doesn't matter whether you're out there as like a public figure, it doesn't matter whether you work in an office and work 9 till 5, you've got fans. One more before I close this out. High vibrational, it's your energy. It is so magnetic. People love it, people are attracted to it, people are magnetised towards your high vibe energy. And I do think a lot of that has to do with your spiritual practice. Whether you are a person who's huge and big around your spiritual practices, whether you meditate every day, whether you do yoga and this and that and whatever, or whether literally you're just very connected to your body and your mind and your spirit. So you know what your body wants, you know what your mind wants, you're very aware of yourself. It makes you extremely high vibrational. It's this optimism that you've got as well. You're extremely high vibrational. You can't even talk about anything negative without throwing in a joke or making it uplifting. That's just you and that's just your vibe. Okay, pile number 1, I'm going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you resonated. If you did, please let me know down below because I'd love to hear the parts that you resonated with. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, I highly recommend that you do because I post pick a card readings like this once a week. Take care of yourselves. I love you and appreciate you so much, you beautiful, beautiful people. Until next time, ta-ra. Hello there, beautiful pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out the things that people find attractive about you, which you may not realise about yourself. Now, you chose Don Juan, and do not be alarmed. Don Juan is a masculine archetype, but even if you are feminine watching this, Don Juan is just the most perfect archetype that we can use to describe you. And Don Juan is, you know, pretty special person, bit of a master when it comes to seduction. So with you guys, I want to say straight off the bat, you are somebody who is just good at everything. You could pick up a flute and not know how to play and play a very nice sounding tune. My son is like this. He has a keyboard. He's only 5 years old. If I have a keyboard, I mean, I don't play the piano, I don't play the keyboard, and I start hitting the keys, it's going to sound blooming awful. But my 5-year-old son, if he hits those keys, he's going to pop out like quite a nice sounding tune. And it's just luck of the draw or a natural talent. I do feel this natural talented energy seeping from this reading, or maybe seeping's not the nicest word to use, radiating from this reading very, very powerfully. So I don't know whether you do anything that means that you are out there kind of expressing your talents. I don't know whether you're great at sports, good at singing, good at dancing. Like, you're good at something that other people find really desirable. And if you're not actually doing this thing, okay, just say you're a secret amazing singer, or maybe you are a secret master flute player. There's something around you pushing this to the surface. I do think you will. I do think you are going to show your talents at some point if you haven't already. But this has taken me to your ancestry. It makes me think that there is somebody within your ancestry, whether you know about this or you don't know about this, who was a bit of a showman or a showgirl in some way, or who was extremely successful within sports. Okay, somebody who was that person who's just pretty much good at everything. And you have a lot of that person's energy and a lot of that person's genes. And I even want to go as far to say that if this person was generations back, maybe it was a great-great-grandma or great-great-great-grandma, great-great-great-grandfather, you could be this person reincarnated. I don't know whether there's people in your family that say, oh, you remind me of my great-great-grandpa or my great-great-grandma, or so on and so on. Do you remind anybody of anyone in your family, living or deceased? But either way, this person that you remind them of was very successful. This was somebody who was very confident and very out there. And maybe Spirit wants you to see this video because they want me to tell you from them to have more damn confidence in yourself. To actually look at yourself like you are a winner. Look in the mirror every morning and say, do you know what? I lost yesterday, but I am a winner. Okay, because I lost once out of like 10 times. Those other 9 times I won. You may be somebody who looks at the negatives before you look at the positives as well. And this is also something that Spirit wants to say. Just, please, can you just focus on your positives, because your positives are absolutely amazing and people would die and dream to have the positives that you have. You are somebody who gets people very fixated. And I think they're fixated in a very intriguing way. There's like intrigue around you. How is Paul number 2 so popular? How is Paul number 2 so good at everything? Why does Paul number 2 always win? And I think you've got like a humbleness to you where you don't even realise how special you really are. But people are obsessed with that. How? How do they always achieve? How do they always get what they want? I think you unknowingly portray a version of yourself externally that is very desirable. You are very good at hiding the difficulties within you, and I don't think you do this purposely. I wouldn't even call this masking, because I generally just think this is just naturally what you do. You naturally hold the difficult times back and you show the good times. Where if you really get talking to somebody on an intimate level, like your friends, your family, people who know you very well, they'll know that you've worked to become the strong and talented person that you are today. But I will say you do have like a little pinch of natural talent as well. You were born with that. You were born with it. There is something about your voice. The way that you communicate. It's very supportive. It makes people feel very comfortable and safe in your energy. I think you might have a way with words, which makes me think of Don Juan again. A sweet talker, a smooth talker. You may find that when you talk to people with a different idea or a polarizing view on something, people do tend to come around to your view because you've got like a very natural skill when it comes to your communication. I think you're also the person that people come to when they have issues in life. They're like, oh my God, I need to speak to Paul number 2. Paul number 2 will know what to say to make me feel better. Paul number 2 will have some kind of supportive information which will help me through this. You may think that that person, or you may think that everyone goes to everybody for help, but you don't realise that it's you people choose to come to. It's you that people trust. And I think these are the people closest to you. I think you shock and surprise people with your depth as well at times. Because of this external image that you portray, which is true, it's not fake, so it's not masking, but it's true. You know, you show the best parts of yourself. You just do that naturally. I think a lot of people will think that you're very superficial and get you mixed up, get you misunderstood. Thinking that, well, surely there can't be anything under there. Surely there won't be any depth under there. But there is. And you shock people with that. And that's when people come round. I do think that you are somebody who you can have a few enemies. I don't even want to say it in that way because that sounds way too intense. A lot of jealousy around you. a hell of a lot of jealousy. I'm going to be real with you as well whilst I'm on this subject. Some people do think that you're... This is just a way for me to explain it, so it doesn't have to be literally, but for some of you it may be literally. But some people think for you to be so attractive, seductive and talented, you must be working with the DEVIL in some way. You must be doing some kind of dark magic. You must have sold your soul to be the person that you are today. You haven't, you just developed that soul. You just constantly worked on developing and evolving. But I do actually think there are people who think that you're up to something dark and magical and occult. But again, they don't see the hard work that you put behind the scenes because you don't show that. You just show the good stuff. You just show the success that you gain. I think there's a lot that you can teach people. I don't know whether you are somebody who helps people achieve their own self-love, self-esteem. You could be a therapist of some kind, a counsellor. You could even be something like a work coach, business coach. Dating here as well. Well, this could be something you naturally do for friends if you do something else as a career. I want to say that this is something that you'd be extremely good at. As I said, you've got this very comforting way with words. You're very good at giving advice. If you were ever looking for a side hustle, if this is not something you're doing already, I'd say something like coaching would be absolutely amazing for you. Helping people become their best selves. I think you're somebody who gets a hell of a lot of attention from the gender that you're interested in. I even want to say you're somebody who, even if you're not somebody who's like into like same sex relationships, you may have had advances from people who are the same gender as you, or you may turn people and those people may not even open up to you about that. You're somebody that's desirable to everybody. I think you could have like an interaction with a female who's completely straight if you are a female yourself, and that female just kind of be drawn to maybe your, this area down there, or they just look at you quite doughy-eyed and they just get lost in your beautiful appearance, or lost in your beautiful words, or your very, very nice and attractive sounding voice, because that's something else I'm hearing here. And you may think, this person's looking at me like most men look at me. Don't think they fancy me though. But little do you know, they were actually imagining you naked. So yes, that's something else that you do to other people, which you may not realise. I think something else you don't realise is that you leave people hanging. You may not realise that when you get certain messages or DMs, you may think it's just very casual and you don't realise the investment that the other people have when they message you. Because you're very busy doing your own thing and you're not very invested in whoever's messaging you. I do feel like you message back like friends, family, like lovers and things like that. You're always in touch with those, but external people who message you, people who you don't know very well, or people who just jump in the DMs and things like that, I don't think you realise the kind of torment you bring to them when you leave their messages hanging. When they message you, they feel like the luckiest person in the world to be able to talk to you. And then when you don't message them back, they feel that. They're like, oh, I feel rejected. And you'd be very surprised to know how invested they were, even though you don't think that they were that invested. You think they're just sending like a random message and they're not really thinking about it, but they do put a lot of thought in it. People want to be in your energy. People want to be in your life. People want to be your partner. People want to be your friend. And the ones who can't, the ones who don't make the cut, the ones who aren't authentic enough, will think that you're up to something dodgy. As I said, they'll think that you're the DEVIL incarnate. You're working with some dark magic to continually get the things that you do and achieve the things that you achieve, and that's not the case at all. I think you've got a very strong relationship with your emotions and your intuition. So if you're not somebody who considers yourself a psychic, people may think that you're very psychic, but you're just very in touch with your intuition. Your natural innate intuition that all human beings are born with. You've just got to tap into it. And a lot of people don't tap into that intuition within, because when you look within, you see everything. You see the pain, you see the trauma that you've pushed down for years and years and years. You've worked through all that, you've cleared all of that. You're in there, you're in the club, you're in VIP. People are obsessed with your tattoos if you have tattoos. Now, if you don't have tattoos, I said this for part 1, you may get tattoos in the future. I think tattoos will really suit. This may just even be me letting you know, like, if you're thinking about having a tattoo, like, tattoos will really suit you if you're worried that they're not going to suit you. Even if it's just like a little tattoo that's like a representation of yourself, a little one on the wrist or something that just represents who you are. I think that's going to attract a lot of people because it's going to show your depth. When people don't think you have depth, you have a meaningful tattoo on show and people go, oh, there is something deeper about part number 2. This person is a real person with emotions. And you're like, well, duh. Of course I am. Got J-Lo in my head now. Because I'm real, what you get is what you see. Eyes. People get lost in those eyes. But I do think you're very perceptive. You could have some Scorpio in your chart very prominently. You're taking in information constantly. Your eyes are very knowing. I think your eyes are actually quite scary. No, that sounds awful. Not scary as in like you're constantly like, you know, eyes wide open and just staring people out and people are like, ooh, scary. Not like that. It's like, I think this may be another reason why people think that you're working with dark energies, because you know things you shouldn't know. You may be very good at body language, determining people's inner feelings through their body language. You may be very good at picking up lies and things like that. And people are like, what? Is that like, is she working with some dark spirits that are telling her these things? By the way, you could well be psychic watching this. I'm not saying you're not, but if you don't consider yourself psychic, I said it's your intuition. It's very practical as well. You know body language. You've been assessing people for long enough to understand body language. To know when you look to the left, someone's lying or someone's... It's not even that. When you look to the left, and I believe this is true, okay? So don't fully quote me on this. But when you look to the left, it's you thinking up a story. Thinking a story which is a lie. And that is why people look to the left, because they're thinking. And it will have something to do with the hemispheres of the brain, but I have not gotten that far yet, okay? So I'm not going to go any further with that. So do you know what? I'm guessing you will look to the side, which is the side of creative thinking. Because we know we have the very logical side of the brain and the creative side of the brain. We have the masculine side of the brain, which is the logical side of the brain, the creative side of the brain, which is the feminine side of the brain. And when you think of a lie, you will look to the left because you are creating a story. You are making a story up, okay? You'll be somebody who is interested in body language and psychology like that, or somebody who is already very seasoned with it. It's very practical what you do. It's very intelligent as well. And hair. Your hair is beautiful. Your hair drives people wild. And I want to say this has obviously came up in this reading because you may be somebody who really doesn't like your hair. You may think it's too thin or it's too thick, but people love it. You've just been very critical about yourself. I feel like you may either want long hair or you have long hair, or you may hide long hair by putting it up in a bun. Maybe you have long hair but you're too scared to cut it. No, sorry. Maybe you have long hair and you want shorter hair but you're too scared to cut it, so you do wear it up a lot at the moment. But people absolutely love your hair the way it is. It's stunningly gorgeous. Something very natural about your hair as well. I don't know whether you dye it a very natural colour or whether you do have your natural colour, or it just falls very natural, or you don't do much to it. You don't really heat style it. But it's beautiful the way it is. I want to say with your hair, the more effortless you are with it, the more it pops. The more people are attracted to it. Okay, part number 2. I'm going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please drop me a beautiful, generous like. Also, comment down below if you did relate, or just tell me which part you claimed, or tell me what your favourite tarot deck is if you do tarot. Sorry, I feel like I've just secluded a load of people there, but if you do tarot, tell me what your favourite deck is. I'll check it out, I'd love to. Or your favourite oracle deck, whatever. And please subscribe if you do like content like this, because it really helps the channel grow, and the more the channel grows, the more likely I am to be able to give you these readings and bring these readings to you. So hitting that subscribe button helps so much. And until next time, my beautiful and wonderful and talented pile number 2s, I shall see you next time. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Let's find out the things that people find attractive about you, which you may not realise about yourself. So you chose the very mysterious vampire. And I do feel that you do have a very strong air of mystery about you, because you don't give much away. I also feel when it comes to your friends group, your circle is very tight. You're very careful around who you give your energy to. I do think you may have been very hurt in the past, or even betrayed, and it could be this that's made you kind of close up your energy and only give it to the people who deserve it. Something very exclusive about you as well. I do think a lot of people want to get in that circle. I do think there's a lot of people around you who want to get to know you, who want to be part of your team, I want to say, or gang for some reason. I don't know whether you do have a very close-knit circle of friends, and there is that energy of not letting strangers in, and you like to protect yourselves. Maybe your group of friends, you're all very like-minded, you've all had very similar wounds in the past, you've all been through very similar things, and you all have very similar interests. So if someone wants to get into that gang or into that friends group, they're going to have to go through some kind of initiation. Now, you're extremely intelligent, witty, vibrant as well. There's just so much vibrancy from you. I think you're somebody who reads a lot, and if you don't read a lot, I think you just research a lot, whether that be listening to audiobooks, whether it be listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos. I think you're most happy and you're at your most comfortable when you're learning new things. So you're somebody who opens your mouth and comes out with information, and people think wow, that's amazing. I never knew that. I can't believe I never knew that. I don't know how you know this. You could be somebody where people say, how do you know all these things? You may think that the knowledge that you know is silly and worthless. You may think that the things that you research, the books that you read, the podcasts that you listen to, the YouTube videos that you watch are pretty much worthless. But you have no idea how much worth is. Wow, that was my stomach. That was really loud. You have no idea the worth that is in your knowledge. You could be somebody who considers yourself, an intelligent person, but you don't put yourself in the category of intellectual. And you really should. You've got a bit of a mind palace going on. You've got a very, very healthy, active, and productive brain. I want to just jump in and say you could be the person that people want on their team at the pub quiz, because you know a little bit about everything. You fascinate people. You may be somebody who's actually interested in very obscure subjects, under the radar subjects. You could be somebody who's into connecting all the dots when it comes to particular things that are happening, in society. I'm not going to go any further with that. I feel like you're extremely alluring, and that's a word I want to use in particular. People are just fascinated by you, intrigued by you, and they just find you so alluring, but you've got your boundaries up. And I think some people can get really annoyed when they can't get past those boundaries. It's like you have a lot of knowledge around energy transference, around subjects like narcissism, codependency. You can spot a toxic behaviour from a mile off. You can spot a red flag from a mile off. I'm even hearing the phrase, and I don't think this is true, but I think people may have said this to you before, even in your childhood, too smart for your own good. But it's not. It's not too smart for your own good, it's too smart for their own good. Does that even make sense? As in, you're so intelligent, you're so aware that no one can pull the wool over your eyes. So it's a detriment to them. It's not a detriment to you. Now I want to say that physically you have like very cute features, maybe even quite petite features when it comes to your face. You may have like smaller eyes or a smaller nose, or like a more narrow mouth. It's very cute, kind of like doll-like features, whether you're male or whether you're female. Or it could be, you know, big eyes, big lips, but then like a teeny weeny little nose, okay? I just sense like a little bit of like delicateness when it comes to your physical appearance. So you may not think you have like those cute, very petite, cutesy kind of doll-like features, but you may be very surprised if you look in the mirror and look at yourself with that mindset. You might go, actually, do you know what? I never thought my nose was cute before, but it is actually really cute. It's like with me, personally, I feel like I've got a fairly big nose. I'll be real with you, on some pictures on my Instagram, I make my nose smaller because I'm really like paranoid about it for some weird reason. But people have always said to me, you've got a cute nose. And I'm like, what? Really? But then when I look in the mirror, I can see the cuteness of the nose. I can see like the fact that it's like smooth. It may not be teeny weeny, it may not be like a little button nose, but there is a cuteness to it. Like it's a little bit upturned and it's got like smooth edges and things like that. So it could be a feature or features on you that you don't necessarily feel like are doll features. But if you actually look at them closely, you go, oh, actually, they are. Maybe I've just been a little bit harsh on my features. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. Maybe I'm bringing a harshness to my features. Not that there's anything wrong with harsh features. When you think about a supermodel, they've got like these harsh features. Neither one is better than the other. But I'm just saying, there's like a cuteness to you. And I don't want to put anyone off because I know some people are like, I don't want to be cute, I want to be sexy. I had a friend once who was younger than me and they're like, I'm sick of being cute. And I'm like, you have no idea how much I want to be cute now. Now I'm getting older, I want to be cute. But you're cute. There's something really cute about you. And I think people get the wrong idea. I think people think that you are naive because you look cute. I think people try it on with you and try to pull the wool over your eyes because you look naive. I look naive and sweet. And then you come out with these big fangs and you're like, those situations, that's when you'll get those kind of comments like, you're too smart for your own good. Everyone wants to be with you. Everyone wants to get down and dirty with you. I don't know whether you have my stomach. People are hungry for you. But I don't know whether you have a representation somewhere, whether it be on social media, where you're a bit teasy. There's like something very teasy about your energy. I don't know whether you're somebody who like posts pictures but they're sideways. Like, I don't know whether you know what I mean. A lot of you will, but some of you won't. But like you could pose, like have like a facial posing picture and then you post it sideways. You know people do that. I don't know why. If you've done that, can you tell me why? Is it like a trend? Is it something that makes you think about something psychologically? Because I know I've seen pictures of me on the side and I've gone, wow, damn, that's a hot pic. And then I've put it upright and I've been like, ew, why does it not look good upright? So I know there's something about it. But if you post side on pictures, if you know what I mean, like picture to the side, not upright to the side, let me know. Let me know why. Is it a trend? But at the same time, you could be somebody who posts like little mini clips where it could be just like your body or something like that. And I don't know, like it's just really teasy. Like there's something really teasy about the way that you represent yourself. I don't know whether you wear like very baggy clothes, but you show like a bit of stomach or a bit of boobies. And people are just like, oh my God, like that stomach is so hot. It's so sexy. I want to see it all. I don't know why I'm getting Ice Spice coming through now. I think Ice Spice, she wears a lot of tight clothes, but I'm thinking about that very nice kind of Ice Spice, kind of alluring body. Now, you don't have to be as curvy as Ice Spice. You could be more curvy than Ice Spice. It doesn't matter. There's just something about your body that's like cute and alluring, and people just want you to just take it all off. but you don't. Like, you're really difficult to penetrate, and I don't mean that in an asexual sense, even though you are very, very difficult to penetrate in an asexual sense. I want to say for this pile, I don't know whether you're bi, could be bisexual here, but again, you're very exclusive with it. You're not very open with it, and anyone who gets to be intimate with you on any level is so effing lucky. You bring so much to the table. You bring so much to the table when it comes to your relationships and your friendships. I feel like this abundance could literally be financial abundance. But if it's not financial abundance, you bring an abundance of knowledge, of experience. To the people on the outside, you could be considered being very cold, very distant, but to the people on the inside, you're so loving and you are so, so giving. You should be sharing knowledge. Maybe this is online as well. It's Two of Wands. I think Spirit wants you to travel more if you haven't been traveling recently. They want you to take your intelligence and your communication skills and they want you to travel with it. Whoa, that's quite a lot. I'm going to take them all. So before I look at these, I do want to say that you may be dealing with somebody at the moment. This could be somebody that you're dating or talking to, or someone that you're in a relationship with. I do want to say you can trust them. I don't know whether you've been feeling mistrust around this person, but I do feel like you can trust them, you can give them a chance. Giving. As I said, when people are in your circle, you are extremely generous, extremely giving. I think before you had your boundaries up, you were just giving with people who showed you attention. And I think you got backstabbed a lot and taken advantage of a lot. And I think that is why you are the way that you are today with your boundaries. Eyes. Eyes just came out for every single pile, but those eyes are the windows to the soul. So it does make a lot of sense. There's like a naughtiness in your eyes. That's what people notice. That's what people find attractive. That there's a naughtiness within you. I don't know why this is coming through, but I've got the message coming through saying people like to be angry with you. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know whether previous partners have really enjoyed it when you've played up and been a little bit naughty, and they really enjoy like telling you off or disciplining you. I don't know whether you're into that in the bedroom as well. You like being disciplined or dominated. It took a while for me to think of that word. Or whether it's vice versa. And maybe you like to be the dominator. And maybe you're the one who likes to be angry with other people because you get to really unleash that power within. Back. People like your back. With you, I can see like that Ice Spice kind of physique. Again, it doesn't have to you don't have to exactly have an Ice Spice physique. You could be a different size, you could be like a different shape, but it's that kind of like hourglass shape that I'm feeling for you guys. And bear in mind, and I've said this in previous readings, you may not think you've got an hourglass, but if you measure your shoulders and your hips, you may find that they are in alignment. That is an hourglass, guys. Soulmate. I think a lot of people just admire you so much. You bring so much to the table that people will project the fact that you're their soulmate onto you. I think you have a lot of soulmates around you already, okay? If you do have like a best friend, I do actually feel like they're your soulmate. I do think you may have had previous relationships with people and you've been like, look, it didn't work, but I know we were soulmates. You may be somebody who's very in tune with things like that. Soul contracts, soulmates. Again, everything with you is on a deep level. You don't do surface SHIT. Babyface. You just don't know. I don't know why I always sing that song whenever I pull Babyface. I need to stop. Babyface, it's those doll-like features and wealth. And I did say with the abundance, if it's not actual financial wealth, it genuinely is the fact that you bring so much to the table, so much depth, so much realism, so much knowledge. You're so interesting to be around. You may not even think you're that interesting, but you're so interesting. People could sit and pay tickets to watch you speak to them for an hour about the knowledge that you have or the stories that you have to tell. And one parting message before I go. Spirit wanted me to tell you to trust yourself with something. Trust your intuition. Trust that niggle within you. I really do feel that there's a move that you're going to be making soon. It could be a house move, it could be a career move. Whatever it is, Spirit is asking you to trust yourself. Trust yourself the way that everyone trusts you. I'll repeat that because I think I stuttered. Trust yourself the way that everyone trusts you. Somebody once told me, you're the person I trust the most in the whole wide world. Now trust yourself. And I want to share that message with you. Okay, part number 3, I'm going to leave that there. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped in some way. If it did, please drop me a like and comment down below. Let me know your story, or let me know which pile you claimed, or let me know your favourite, most favourite and most not favourite zodiac sign. So your best zodiac sign, your fave zodiac sign, and your worst zodiac sign. I'd love to hear that. That'd be really interesting. And why, if you want to, tell me why. And if you do like content like this, please subscribe, because it helps the channel grow. It helps bring me the opportunity to bring you these readings, which I really enjoy doing, okay? So subscribe. And take care of yourselves. Beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, and deep. Pile number 3. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.